Mining netherite in Minecraft can be an extremely annoying process. But don't worry, because today I have for you guys the ultimate Minecraft netherite mining guide for 1.21. I've done tons of research, analysis, and I've tried out and evaluated multiple methods myself in preparation for this video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So let's start off with the basics. Netherite, or in its raw form, ancient debris, can be found underground in the nether dimension in chunks of 1 to 3. It can be mined only with a diamond or netherite pickaxe. It can also technically be found at any Y level in the nether, but is most commonly found at Y level 15, so there's a start. But don't just pull up to any random nether biome and start digging down. No, there are certain biomes that are better than others for mining ancient debris. The warped forest and nether waste biomes are the best places to mine. These biomes are pretty safe without any hostile mobs and are just easier to dig in. Do not mine in basalt deltas. Not only is the basalt and blackstone harder to break than netherrack, making the mining process slow, mining in this biome is extremely dangerous as the risk of digging into lava is a lot higher. For soul sand valleys and crimson forests, these biomes have hostile mobs that can spawn in your tunnels like hoglins and skeletons that can just be a nuisance. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'll be showing you guys the two best methods for mining ancient debris. Number 1, chunk border mining. This method is extremely effective for finding ancient debris, as multiple ancient debris sometimes spawns near the borders of chunks. More on that in a second. However, do keep in mind that it can be intensive on your pickaxe durability. This is why I recommend getting at least one efficiency 2 or above diamond pickaxe with mending on it. Along with that, get some torches, food, and fire resistance potions if you need them. Now that you followed my advice and dug down to y equals 15, on the Java edition, I want you to press the F3 and G key together at the same time. Some computers might require you to press function F3G. When you do this, your world will display the chunk borders, these thin yellow and blue lines. Simply dig a 2x2 tunnel in any direction. Eventually, you will see a chunk line that is perpendicular to you. As soon as you see that, dig a 2x2 tunnel or any size in the direction of that chunk line, and as you can see, there is some debris already here. Find a new chunk border, rinse, and repeat the same thing. On bedrock, however, seeing chunk borders is impossible. However, you can find a chunk border by just doing some simple math. Turn on your coordinates, pull up a calculator if you need to. Divide either your x value or your z value by 16. I'll just do z, so 24 divided by 15 is this. From here, round it to the nearest whole number. This rounds to 2, and then multiply it by 16, so for me, 32. These are now the coordinates of the nearest chunk border. I'm going to dig there. So now I'm here, I'm going to mark the border with a block and start digging tunnels along that line. To find the next border, just remember that every chunk border is always 16 blocks apart from each other. So to find the next one, just count exactly 16 blocks from the previous chunk border, and that will give you the position of the next chunk border. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Now that I've explained that, here are some tips for chunk border mining. Number 1, during your mining, you will run into lava, but unless it's a substantial chunk of lava that's blocking you like this, just patch it up and continue mining. Number 2, always mine any sort of gold or nether quartz ore you find when mining. This will repair your mending pickaxe's durability, and not to mention, there might be some ancient debris hidden behind the ore. Number 3, if you find debris, also remember to mine around it as well. You never know, sometimes there's more hiding away. Now, if you're curious about the effectiveness of this method, during my tests, the average I managed to get was 34.7 ancient debris in 40 minutes, or about 0.87 ancient debris per minute. Now we're going to talk about TNT mining. Many people dismiss this method as unviable because it's crazy expensive. However, from my research, it provided some impressive results. First, start off at y equals 13 and dig a long tunnel. I'm talking 100 to 200 blocks long. Once you're done, backtrack and start placing TNT every 3 to 4 blocks or so. When you place your final one, light the TNT and let it blow up the entire tunnel. Make sure every TNT got set off. And now just travel through the large tunnel you created and you'll be getting an average of 1.6 ancient debris per minute, including the beginning part. And not to mention, you can combine this with the chunk border method. So if you guys did enjoy this video, then please consider dropping a like and a sub. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.